This video covers email in OneDesk. The first thing you need to know when using OneDesk is how to automatically capture tickets from your email. It's easy to set up. Just go under Administration and select Tickets. Here you'll see the different types of tickets you have enabled in your account and their respective email addresses. For the ticket type, the email address in my account is tickets@acme05.onedesk.com. Yours will be a bit different. It'll have a different part in the middle right here. What you need to do is set up an auto forward from your support email address to your email address that is displayed here. What this will do is whenever you receive a new email at your support email address, it will auto forward to this email address and OneDesk will automatically create a ticket out of it. It's important to set up an auto forward, not a manual forward, because this way we will capture the original sender. Let's jump back to tickets right here. Here's a test ticket that I just forwarded. Here you can see that the subject line of the email became the subject of the ticket. Any body content in the email will become some content here, and of course we'll attach any attachments that are found there as well. We'll also capture the original requester and add them here, and create a new customer record for them if it doesn't already exist. As I scroll down, you'll also see that I have an automation turned on that automatically replies to the customer, thanking them for their ticket. You can modify this. Now let's say I want to reply to the customer. What I'll do is I'll create a new conversation, and if I make a customer reply, what I send out will go to the customer. If I'd sent an internal message, it would not be relayed to the customer, but just to internal users that are following this ticket. I create a new conversation, and this has been sent out by email. When the customer replies, we'll automatically capture their reply in here, and so on. When I send my reply, the status automatically changed to pending customer. When the customer replies, it'll automatically flip to pending agent. So I'll always know if it's my turn to reply or if I'm waiting on the customer. Now, let's look at some of the configuration options for email in your OneDesk account. Go over to Administration and select Email Settings. The first tab of Email Settings is the Messaging Center. The Messaging Center groups together all the emails that OneDesk sends on your behalf. And it's divided into a few sections. At the top, there's what we call automated messages. This is when OneDesk will put a new message in the messaging stream, which will then be relayed by email to the customer if it's not seen within 1 minute. For example, the auto reply that I just showed you is, in fact, an automated message that is injected into the messaging stream. Automated emails are similar. You create rules which determine when an email is sent. The difference is that these are not put into the messaging stream but are sent directly and will not appear in the conversation stream that I showed you earlier. System emails are all the remainder emails that OneDesk sends out for things like resetting passwords, notifying you of new customer accounts, things like that. These can be turned on and off, and you can in fact modify the content of them just by clicking here and changing the subject line and the content of the email. On some of them, you can also in fact change the, let me just show you this one. You can also in fact inject properties related to the item into the email or to the subject line. The next tab is outgoing email. Outgoing email collects up all the emails that were sent by your OneDesk account. This allows you to check whether the emails actually went out and whether they were successfully delivered. You can look on more details for each one to see the contents of the email and the series of events that occurred on this email. You can also use your own SMTP server for sending outgoing email. Just check this box and complete these properties here. It's important to note that if you do that, don't forget to set your from email addresses here. I'll show you that in a minute. And it's also important to know that if you're using your own SMTP server, we will not be capturing the outgoing emails for you. You'll have to ask your own system administrator for that information. The incoming tab shows all the emails that you captured, either to create new tickets or to add new conversations to a ticket. Here you can see this test ticket was captured and a ticket was successfully created. You can also look at the details here or download the original. Here you can see the appearance of your email. This provides the template that your email uses in terms of header and signature. Whenever we send an email on your behalf, it will include this above and below the content of the email. You can add your logo, you can change your signature right here. As well, you can change the colors that we use in the email. Background color, bubble color for user replies and customer replies, and the border. You can hide or show it. Under reply settings, you can show the display addresses that we use for the from in terms of reply and no reply. You can modify these here. And here is a block list that we use if you'd like to prevent anyone from being ever added as a follower. What's recommended here is that you add any email accounts that might be in the loop that do not represent users. So for example, your support at acme.com would be added here. It's not a real user, it's your support box. This will prevent unnecessary notifications going out to those email addresses. So that's the email settings in OneDesk. It's all grouped into one area. So you just need to go to your email settings and go through here. It's important when you use the messaging center to not play around too much with the system emails until you've got a good idea of what they do. We've got a pretty smart setup by default here. And if you'd like to go in and modify the text, that's fine. But modifying or turning them off may change the way the account works, and some things may not function as you expect. So get a good understanding of what these do before you start modifying them. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us using the bubble here. As a final note, the Conversations Messenger app here is available to group all your conversations together. So you don't need to answer directly from the ticket, you can answer here in your Conversations view.